everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. So today is going to be the first one of our shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Just Right for leaving the comment, "I love your builds." Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And if you're wondering how do you get to have a shout out, all you have to do is leave a comment on any of my videos. It doesn't matter what video that you choose to leave the comment on, and you just might be one lucky simmer who gets a shout out. So this house, this is actually my second time doing the commentary. For whatever reason, I didn't care for the one I did before. I don't know. Normally I only sit down and I do the commentary once, and that is usually it. In fact, I recorded my commentary before and I even saved it. Like, I was even going to let it go, but I don't know. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what it was about it the first time that I didn't like that I got rid of. So here we are doing it a second time. More than likely this will probably be the one that you get because, like I said, I just don't normally bother with doing more than one. So this house I called Melody. It was just a name. I didn't have any other name for it. It is a family home. It will cost your sim approximately 122,000 simoleons. If you get it unfurnished, it'll be approximately 49 simoleons, and it sits on a 25 by 20 lot. And of course, with any of my lots, a lot of times I build the house to fit the lot. I don't pick a lot to make the house where it's a lot smaller to have a large yard. My houses usually take up just about the entire lot. So if I'm thinking of a big house, then my lot's going to be bigger. If I'm only going to build a smaller home, then a lot of times the lots will be a lot smaller. And the reason why I do this is because in The Sims 3, you do not have the option of putting a lot on a smaller lot. So like if I would have put this on a big lot, like some simmers out there do, and they do these beautiful landscapes, which I have no talent for, so I don't even bother doing them. But them houses are on really big lots, and if you want to put it on a smaller lot, you can't. It's just not possible in The Sims 3. So basically what I do is I choose lots that are about the same size as my house, or at least my house anyway takes up majority of the lot. That way this is pretty much going to be around the smallest that you're probably going to want for this particular house. And of course, if you want it to be on a bigger lot, of course you have the option to do that. But if you're like me and you don't always have large lots to put houses on, these are just much easier to place. It's on a smaller lot. So as you can see, there's only a few squares that on each side of the house. So there really isn't, you can't really go a whole lot smaller without having routing issues and not having any landscaping at all. So this is pretty much, when it comes to my houses, they're pretty much on the smallest lot. For the most part, I'm not going to guarantee they're all that way, but most of the houses are going to be on the smallest lot that they can go on. So if you're ever wondering why my houses are always on, such small lots and why I never make anything bigger, that would be why. So, this house, it has 3 levels. So you have a basement, and I did furnish it. Basically with this house, what I had in mind was I wanted a sunk-in garage where it kind of goes underneath the house. But I didn't really want to have to worry about doing the constrained floor elevation sheet. It took me a minute to think of what that was. Oh my goodness. To attach a garage to the house. So by sinking it under the same amount of levels or distance or whatever you want to call it, to where it's the same height as the basement, then I didn't have to really worry about the constrained floor elevation sheet, which can sometimes be more of a pain than sometimes it's worth, depending on what you're trying to do. So this house is basically, for whatever reason, this is the coloring I like. I don't know why, I just do. I like the yellowish color for some reason. That's just kind of what I'm into right now. There actually was a time where all my houses were coming out brown. And then there was a time where all my houses were gray. So this just happens to be the color I've been feeling lately. I think there's been more of them. I don't know. You know, right now I'm sitting here thinking if there's any other houses that are this color. I'm not sure if I did. I mean, I know I had some in the past, but I don't know if I've currently done more. But this was just the color I had decided. Just trying to smooth out the driveway and stuff. Of course, my driveways are never going to be perfect. I'm not going to sit here and try to make them perfect. I mean, technically, driveways, when they go down or up a hill, they're not actually 100% perfect anyway. So, they're going to be smoothed out. They're going to, you know, maybe have a little bit imperfections, but it's not going to be like a sharp drop. It'll be a nice smooth, but of course, it's not going to be perfect. So, the house has my basic landscaping. I love the willow trees. It's just one of my favorites. It takes up space. It looks pretty and elegant. The maple tree, the regular size big maple tree, just seems, in my opinion, seems to just be more in the way and doesn't look quite as nice. So I find the willow tree just a much nicer tree to put in. I just find it a lot prettier. And I love the Chinese maples. And if you're wondering what is a Chinese maple, well, that's the pink tree. That would be the pink tree that you see right there. That is a Chinese maple. You have, of course, you got the small and you got the large, which I usually use a mixture of. And then I also like, oh, I'm sorry. That's not Chinese maple. The purple one, oh my goodness, is a Chinese maple. I am messing up on my trees, and you know, I'm probably still screwing it up. Today is not my day. Today is just not my day to be thinking about plants. I'm usually pretty good about it. In fact, I like gardening, and I like plants. You know, I actually know quite a bit about them, but we don't have a lot of these fancy ones, obviously, in where I live, because they just wouldn't survive. But yeah, I like plants. I know quite a bit about them. I always say, you know, a good place for me to work would probably be in a garden center of some sort, probably. I don't really know a whole lot about the machinery parts, you know, like I really don't know a darn thing about a weed eater, and I really don't know a whole lot about much of anything else, but I know plants. So, but this house, you know, it just has my basic landscaping. I landscape the front, and then the backyard, of course, is usually left pretty bare. I think I put in a little bit of, I think there's some play area stuff, but I really can't remember. And you know, the sad thing is I just did the commentary on this a couple of days ago, the first time. You'd think I'd remember, but I think there's a slide. That might be all that's in here. I can't quite remember what I had put. But just basically doing the same kind of kitchens like I normally do. In this case, because there's this little cubby here, I decided to make like a built-in desk. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this before, but I have, and I find them really pretty. You can use them as desks. I've even seen them where it's just like a lower part of the counter. For me, the only thing that would be good for being lower like that is to be some kind of desk where you could either sit and do your bills or have a computer on, because a lower counter for me would probably not be the best idea. I have problems with the counters at normal height now. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm 5'10". And it hurts my back if the counters are really low. Like, my dad's house has these cabinets or these counters. His dad, my grandpa, had put them in specifically for my grandma, and he made those by hand, and they are a lot lower because she was a rather short woman. So, they were custom built for him, and they are, or for her, and they are still in that house. And let me tell you, them counters are so low. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's really low. It hurts my back. Sometimes I have problems when I'm doing dishes because of the inside the basin being lower than the counter. And a lot of times when I'm baking, if I'm baking cookies and stuff, I'm actually sitting at the table so I can sit down. That way I'm not, you know, 5'10" is tall. And when I was in school, I felt out of place, because I was like taller than most of the kids. Like, we'd be walking through the hallway and I could see right over everybody. It was ridiculous. I don't mind the height, I don't mind my height. I would like to be shorter. It would be nice. Shave off 3 or 4 inches. But I don't know. For instance, I love shoes. Like, one of my favorite things is shoes, and I have a lot of shoes. And I remember one time I had wore, I don't remember, it was a boot, and it had a heel on it. Oh my goodness, the comments I got, and the school I went to really didn't get made fun of for anything. It wasn't really, it just didn't really happen. It was a small school, so you knew everybody. You grew up with everybody. Everybody knew just about everything there was to know. And, but when you are going and everyone says, oh my gosh, look how tall you look, it really made me feel out of place. My dad is 6 foot, so I kind of get my height from him, but nobody else in the family is that tall. Like, his parents were a lot shorter, so I don't even know where in the family he got it from. But he is 6 foot, I'm 5'10", and everybody else is like 5'7" and shorter. So yeah, when you go to school and then even they are commenting about how tall you look, I never wore those shoes again. I never wore those boots again. Now, I still have some heels that I do wear, but I don't wear them very often because of that reason. So, but yeah, I love shoes, and I'm tall. So, if you're ever wondering, yes, I'm tall. So, I know there's some out there taller than me, but there's not that many. And when and believe it or not, I don't know if it's just the area that I live in, but even a lot of the guys are not that tall around here. A lot of times they're the same height as me, and maybe they're just a little bit taller. So, yeah, I feel sometimes out of place. But anyway, that's just a little bit more about me. So, yeah, you can leave any kind of comments. It don't matter as long as you're not a troll. Be respectful on my channel. That is all I ever ask, is just respect, respect to others. And, if you don't have anything nice, then just don't say it. Really, what's the point? Other than, maybe in hopes of getting extra comments, maybe that's what you're looking for, is maybe you want your comment to have a lot of conversation. I don't know, but it's not going to happen on this channel, so don't even try, don't even bother. If I could delete your comments from somebody else's comment, you best believe I would, because that's rude. Don't do that to other people, let's be nice. Just one of my pet peeves. Trolls started coming out when forums and stuff and like that have been around. So it's just always going to be there. There's always going to be somebody who wants to be grouchy. Always going to be somebody who's looking for attention. And really, that's usually, for the most part, that's usually all it is. It's just somebody wants attention. So I'm not going to feed into it. Just find somebody else's channel if you want to do that. So, anyway, this is the master bedroom. I try to do a little bit different. When it comes to building, eventually everything kind of ends up being the same. But I try to spice it up a little bit by making the rugs a little bit different than what I normally do. I actually put a pattern on them instead of a solid color or stripes. So that was a little bit something different. But for the most part in The Sims, everything kind of is the same. There's a bookshelf, you got your dresser, a small chair. It does have an ensuite bath, so that's nice. I try to put them in once in a while, master bathroom. And this one has a walk-in shower, which is kind of fancy. It kind of brings in a little bit more of a modern touch by doing this with the bathroom. And I find it very pretty. I like it. I don't always do it because they do take a little bit more time. A lot of times when I do a bathroom like this, it's a lot of recoloring, a lot of changing the patterns. And switching through patterns and stuff with my computer anyway can sometimes take a while. I cut a lot of it out. Like, I've been asked or requested already if I could do another, like, I don't even know what you would call it. You know, when I was doing the Let's Build a House series with that Victorian, I was asked if I could do another. I don't know if I really want to go to that extent of a house that big, but I do kind of want to do another kind of like a build with me or let's build something. But I just don't know what I want to do yet. Just like I would like to do, I'm thinking when I get a little bit more subscribers, like I don't mean like another 100 subscribers or something, but like if I reach say 1,000 subscribers, I'm just throwing out a number here. If I reach something like that, then I think I will probably start doing what's called, the live streams. I don't really know exactly, since I've never done it, what all I need to do to get those to work properly. I don't have a Twitch account or Twitter or whatever those are called. I think it's Twitch. I don't have any of that kind of stuff, but YouTube does offer a live stream option. I've also noticed my YouTube or whatever has somehow managed to, I don't know, it's logged in 2 live streams for some reason or another, and I don't really know how, because I've never actually really done it. Now, I've gone in and I've read a little bit about it, and I have looked at it a little bit, but I've never actually started it, so I don't know why it says that. But I was just thinking, if I reach, say 1,000 subscribers or something, maybe I'll do a live stream. But even then, it's going to just depend on how my computer is handling. If I am still in the computer I am now, then no, probably not. Because we would spend majority of our time just waiting for patterns to load. Once I've loaded them once at least while I was in the game, it's not too bad. But if I've just loaded the game to start with, it takes a while. And while my computer or the game is loading up, say the objects, even the object menu, while it's loading that up or loading up a pattern, it's gonna lag. I can't spin the camera around, I can't do anything until all that stuff is loaded. So I think, that's going to have to wait a little bit. But I've also considered maybe doing another type of some kind of build house or something where, I would like to do it still in live time, where I can at least maybe cut out a little bit for you. That way it's not quite so bad on the lagging. But again, it would have to be kind of a smaller house. Probably nothing really too big because I'm kind of a slow builder anyway. And with the way the computer lags, it would take me absolutely forever to build a large house. So we would have to do something a little bit smaller. Nothing bigger than what you see here anyway. This house was probably, let's see, it's a 26-minute video. Some of that is screenshots and intro and ending. So it's probably more like 25 minutes. I would have to say it was probably about a 4-hour build. And when you cut, those types of videos down into like 15-minute videos, between 15 and 30, that's what, 8 to 12 parts? That seems kind of long. I don't really know. See, I really don't watch YouTube actually all that often. I am on it. I do look around. I do watch things here and there, but I go through spurts. Like sometimes I get on and I'm just watching music videos. Like last night I was watching music videos. I was listening to Theory of a Dead Man. I was listening to Shinedown. I think I brought up some Nickelback. Yes, I like rock. That is my preferred style of music. I enjoy jamming out to rock. I like the instrumental music that they play. I love listening to guitars. Sinister Gates is my absolute favorite guitarist at the time. I think he's amazing. I have seen and heard some of the techniques that he uses, and I just love watching his hands on that guitar. And if you don't know who he is the main guitarist in the group Avenged Sevenfold. So just look up Sinister Gates, and he even does solo intro things or whatever before concerts, and he is really showing off. So those, in my opinion, are probably the ones that you're going to want to watch if you want to see some different kinds of techniques. But yeah, that's the one reason why I like listening to that kind of music. Plus, I don't really care a whole lot for listening to the music. I don't even know what genre you'd even call it anymore. It's such a mixture of stuff. The music, like what I'm trying to think, Rihanna, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, all them. I really can't stand listening to the guys sing. For me, I don't know. For me, I find listening to a guy with a much deeper, lower voice, to me, I find a lot more sexy than a guy singing higher than I can. And he can do it easily. And I was a soprano in school, so I just don't like listening to that. So when it comes to music, I prefer rock because they do sing more deeper, and I don't know, I guess kind of the raspy sounding I kind of like too. I don't really know. It's hard to explain. I listen to music probably a little bit different than some. I don't just listen to hear it. I'm actually listening to the artist's tone and their voice, the way that they use their voice, the pitches that they're able to use. Are they forcing their voice to do certain things? Does it come easily? Do they have decent vibrato? I just all kinds of things. And I listen to the music in the background as well. What kind of talent do they have? Things like that. So just a little bit of what I like with music. I don't mind country. Right now it kind of annoys me right now because there's not much variety, I guess you could say. Everybody, some of them still have their own style, but a lot of them seem to be trying to be the style, especially a lot of these new ones. A lot of the new ones are trying to be like other singers that have been around for a while instead of being their own individual person. And for me, I would much rather you just be your own individual person and not trying to sing like somebody else. So just my little opinion on music. If you want to let me know a little bit about what you like in music, what style of music do you listen to? What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite artist? I named a few of my favorite at the beginning. I have so many right now that I couldn't sit here and name them all. So I definitely like Shinedown a lot right now. I just really like their music right now. So I don't know. I guess he'd probably be. Brent Smith is probably. He does a really good job. He's decent. They're one of my favorites right now. But I like many. I like a lot. So, what do you like? Go ahead and listen below. That's fine. I like hearing from you. Getting to know you. If you have any more questions, I will do my best to answer. I always try to respond back. Sometimes I'm not sure what to say back. So sometimes I just kind of don't say anything at all. But I definitely want to be one of those YouTubers that is always communicating with my followers and my subscribers. So I don't want to be one of the ones, no matter how many subscribers I get, I always want to be there for you and chat with you and get to know you as much as you get to know me. So here are the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed. I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Is there anything that you would like to see on this channel? And maybe give me a little bit of an idea or opinion on what you think on another type of build series. Go ahead and leave them below, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.